down. They feel like they're being assaulted, insulted, destroyed, whatever you want to kind of label it, because they have to face their kind of own incoherence. And so I think what happens often is people will make really bad arguments. And when they have to face the outcome of what that actually entails, they get really upset. And instead of saying, wait, maybe I'm just wrong, or I haven't thought this through, or there's something, there's some entailment here which I haven't thought through, they instead blame the person who pointed it out.
I think that I definitely see that for sure. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you guys are just women haters and bring us on all here. I just mean that I feel like sometimes when you're asking the questions, like individually, like not to bring up body count again, but like the body count questions, like I feel like during those, it seems to be like, I don't know, like there's just the conversations between, like they don't seem to be friendly anymore. It doesn't seem to be like for argument's sake or anything like that. I just mean like...
I understand that actually. What I think happens, because I've been on the show like many times.
I have seen
and so
that.
I've seen this kind of go around time and time again. So I have some good insight here. What happens is the frustration, think about it from the other end. So juxtapose yourself, put yourself in my shoes or in Brian's shoes or any other men who are sitting there. If they feel like they're being lied to, they feel like, wait a second, there's no possible way you're telling me the truth right now. How can a woman, so like for instance, I've had a 600-pound chick, maybe she wasn't that heavy, but something close to it, say to me, I'm a 10 out of 10, I'm on par with Scarlett Johansson. There's no possible way she actually believed that. And when pushed, it was very obvious that she didn't, but doubled down on the lie. So if you have people that you're trying to have a good faith discussion with who are literally lying to you, and you know they're lying to you, you point the lie out, and they still double down on it, how can you even engage in good faith at that point?
Well, I would say that, I guess specifically to that, like maybe she's not arguing, like at that point, doubling, like you're saying she's doubling down on the fact that she's as hot as Scarlett Johansson. Maybe she's not so much doubling down on that, but she is like just feeling insecure, and so that's like what's going on. Like she's not trying to lie.
Well, I agree.
Like what I mean, like she's not trying to lie
totally
to you and tell you
you.
she looks like Scarlett Johansson. Like she knows that.
Right. I totally agree with you that at that point, she feels like she's confronting her own cognitive dissonance and it's painful and she doesn't want to deal with it. I get all that. But if honesty leaves the discussion, so earlier I asked this very basic question on body count, or not on body count, but I'm sorry, on looks, 1 to 10 on looks. And I said, if you had 1,000 people who rated you, what do you think their collective answer would be? Now you tell me, just me and you, do you think that people were actually honest with me?
I think that, I mean, yeah, people feel good about themselves, and I don't think that they were giving easy answers of just purely like their looks. Like they want to feel good about themselves. They're factoring in their personality, like, and they are all hot, so they should all feel like they are all are 10s.
Are they all hot?
I think they're all hot, and they are all 10s. And if
is that true?
Yeah. Everyone's hot and beautiful in their own ways.
So let me ask you this: if you're in the truth-telling mood, can you tell me who the hottest woman in the studio is according to you?
I don't like to do that because I don't like to compare. Right. No, like I don't like to compare women's like looks to other women's. Like I just feel like that's mean and it kind of tears other women down.
So without saying out loud who you think the hottest woman in the room is, can you tell me at least this: that in your head you do think that there are some women in the room who are prettier than others?
But that also would be coming down to like my personal perspective, and it's not like, and like that would be like, I'm not sitting here trying to judge women and be like, oh, is she cuter than her?
Not saying
like,
you
like,
are.
I know, but I mean that's not what's going in my head. Like when I'm looking at all these women and hearing them talk about like, are they a 10? Are they an 8? Like I'm not being like, oh, well, should she have really said that? I mean, look at her compared to her. Like that never runs through my mind. Like so I don't put women against each other.
Okay.
Wait, sorry, Andrew. I do
I just
have
want
to
wrap up very quickly with this last question.
Okay, last question.
Can you tell me, though, in your brain at least, you think there are some women in the room who are prettier than other women in the room?
I mean, like, yes, but that doesn't mean that because one woman is prettier in one aspect that the other can't have just as pretty qualities in, like, other. Like, like.
Well, now you understand why we don't feel like people are being honest with us.
Well, it's because people are being honest, but they're also not telling their whole, to different degrees. Like,
do you know what a lie of
depends on
omission
the settings and I'm sorry, say that again.
A lie of omission?
Yeah, but that's not really what.
Isn't it really what is going
so.
on? It's a lie of omission, right?
No, because
we know that you know that there's prettier girls in that room, or at least that you think some girls in the room are prettier than other girls. But the reason you refuse to actually say what's objectively true is because you don't want to risk insult.
No, it's
that's
because
fair.
it's
fair, but you're still omitting the information on purpose, right?
To people, like it's not up for me to tell her like how she should be defined by like me. Like I'm not. I would never like. Sorry, sidetracked.
Can I make an anecdote on that? I think it might come from, like, you're saying in the way of you don't want to necessarily answer the question because it's not of value. Like, he's trying to get you to answer this question, but it's like you are trying to get to a different point. It's not really of value to answer that question. Like,
it's like
trying to understand why is that question relevant.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying, look, there's no value add from our end on answering this question. It's just either going to make us look bad or make somebody else look bad, this type of thing. I get that. But just so you understand, if you're going to have open, honest dialogue, you're going to have to risk insulting. You're going to have to risk being insulting.
I understand.
It's really actually going to be honest, and that's the point.
You guys can come right back to this, but Dove has a dolphin to go take care of. I want to get through her pre-show notes quickly here, so that she has a dolphin. She's got to take care. She's got to leave. So she was about to leave, but I said, hey, stay a few more minutes so I can get through her notes. Dove, you said accidentally you called a private number of a well-known entrepreneur and then got invited on his trip to Morocco, where he was meeting the Moroccan prince and king for business, and then you dated over that week-long trip, as well as I became his nursemaid when he got sick, going out onto the streets of Casablanca to find and buy his medicine.
Yes.
That was the story.
Yes.
Oh, is there anything?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I guess it was telepathic.
Okay.
But not that I even was aware of it. All of a sudden I called this number, and it was the same person that I sat next to the plane with, but I didn't have his number because I used to be super shy. And then he says, I need you. Can you come to Morocco and help me work? Mm-hmm. So, and then I said yes. And I flew from Colorado to, because at the time I was living in Aspen, working for John Denver during a couple summers.
Okay.
Were you involved in a relationship with this person?
Yes, for a week.
And he flew you out? And he flew you out?
Yes, and in another plane, he went in his private plane, and then I got picked up by the chauffeur. We even went...
Wait, how old were you when this... How long?
Very young.
Very young?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when I guess I was your ages.
Where's all the chicks, like, trying to fly dudes out? I've actually had a few offers.
I actually heard of a comedian doing that recently. I forget her name.
You mean Ellen?
Nikki Glazer?
It could have been Nikki Glazer.
Anyways.
No, wasn't it Brittany?
You said...
Brittany Broski, yeah.
From years, and the question is, any dating topics, takes you want to speak on, you said, from years of animal communications with wild animals and some domestic, my angles are on tips for dating, red flags, deal breakers, and gender roles. I was a little confused there. So are you kind of like, you got tips for dating and red flags and deal breakers and gender roles because of the animal communications with wild animals?
Well, I just think that people relate to animals in a way that people have animal traits.
Yeah.
Like once I was at a film festival and people were saying, what animal do I look like? And I would just, without thinking, saying, oh, you're a dog, polar bear and stuff. And people just said, oh my God, he does have traits. Or a wife would say, he actually acts like a dog.
Wait, what about Maddie? Like, what kind of animal is she?
Maddie?
Yeah, right here.
I don't know, I haven't.
No, just looking at her.
She's like a gazelle.
A gazelle?
Like a lizard?
No, a gazelle is a deer, but a really like,
A doe.
I see a chipmunk.
yeah, I was gonna say squirrel.
A squirrel, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that too.
And
But
then